Greetings, 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 family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How is everyone doing on this beautiful night? This is the night after Sunday, and the Sunday was January 18th, 2026. That was January 18th, 2026. This is the night after the 18th of January 2026. And this was Sunday, but don't forget this broadcast is Fight Fire with Truth. That's Fight Fire with Truth. We're here on what we call Sunday, the night after Sunday at 9 p.m. This is like after Sunday at 9 p.m. And what we do here, this is Fight Fire with Truth, which is actually open conversation. If we have anything you want to talk about, speak on, or go on, is our choice, your choice, so we can hit up and conversate about different information. I kind of was going to, let me first give a prayer, and then we're going to go into whatever our conversation is tonight. So we're going to start off with our prayer. And we can state, Blessed be thou, Father of the universe, that bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. Blessed be thou, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Blessed be the Father of Israel. Blessed be the Father of 12 tribes of Israel. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to keep giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, life, health, and strength, food, shelter, and clothing. Let us be happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, and prosperous in all that we do. We ask you to keep leading and guiding us so we can help lead and guide others in your knowledge, your word, your ruach, and your way. We ask you to keep your arm protection on us, keep us in every way, allow us to flourish in your way, Father, and keep us in all ways that we may learn to do your will, do your status, and allow us to retain your status and your will and your word. We ask you to help us in every way and forgive us of things we have done in time past, today's time, and time to come. We bless you, thank you, and praise you for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to forgive us of anything that we've done that's mispleasing in your sight, that we may turn back to you and do your will. We ask you to help us in every way, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, financial, or spiritual. In all these things we pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise you Almighty. Praise you Almighty. All right. Greetings, everyone. How is everyone doing on this beautiful night after Sunday? And the night, which is the night before Monday, as we call it, this is actually the second night of the week. Last night was the first night. This is the second night of the week. There's so much going on in this day and time. I don't even know what I was going. I was thinking about making my topic, but everybody already talked about it already. I can't. Only time I seen it from the beginning. I had caught it from the beginning. When I'm talking about it, let me rephrase and get back to the beginning. I was going to talk about the Cory Holcomb and which I say the Anton, the Cory Holcomb show and Anton Daniels. You know, I was going to speak on that because yesterday as I was in the scriptures sharing information on First Kings, talking about situations in there that really abide by the things and coincide with the things that's going on today, and the disrespect, the respect, and things. And a lot of stuff is going on. We can see this happening in the scriptures that's happening today. Now, it's so much that's going on in this day and time. I don't like being on. I don't want to be on the good or bad side of anybody. But I mean myself, I just like to be factual and truthful about things that's going on, and the way things are happening, the way things are. And excuse me. And what I wasn't going to go off into that, but I guess right now my mind is kind of leading that way on certain things. So I just want to throw some things out in the air. A lot of people take sides today, and they're not just in the things that they should be just in. When I say just, they don't do just judgment. Let me put it like that. The just judgment, right? I hadn't said that in a minute. Yeah, I did it a while back, but just judgment. You know, when you're just, when you're righteous in the things that you say and do, when you can see and understand certain things, and then some people they try to take sides instead of just being straight down the middle. Now we all have flaws. We all have flaws, right? We all have flaws. We may take sides at one point of another when we should be just straight down the middle. Sometimes we'll take sides, sometimes we'll be one way compared to the next, but we should be straight up and down the middle no matter what. And if we get called out, accept the call out. You know what I'm saying? If you call me out, yeah, okay, I did. If it was a mistake, it was a mistake. If it was something I did and I didn't realize it, bring that up. But a lot of times, a lot of people try to hold on to whatever it is that they do, that when they know they're wrong and they get caught up in it. But what I want to say is true. We in the time of truth. Truth is happening in this day and time, and this is what's coming out. A lot of things, and it was. And at first, let me just say, I'm gonna say this real quick. Look at what happened in. Even though I don't think I know this not the beginning of the year, but look what happened in January 2024. January 2024. I think it was January 1st, 2024. Cat Williams came on the Shannon Sharp show, lit it up, lit the Shannon Sharp show up, and practically predicted what was going to happen throughout 24 and through 25, which was the Diddy situation. What's the preacher name? Big guy. I can't think of his name right now. I'm looking at it, I can see his face, but I can't think of his name. TD Jakes predicted things on TD Jakes. Diddy. Jay-Z was kind of coming into the mix, but he kind of got in and he was whatever on the point that everything was coming to a certain point. A lot of stuff came out, but Cat Williams started that fire. Cat Williams started that fire in January of 2024. And that carried on from that point on. His words carried on from that all the way until what's coming out now. Now, this wasn't Cat Williams' information coming out now, but this is another form of truth, which is January. Now, I don't know, it was about 3 to 4 days ago. Anton Williams, Anton Daniels, and Cory Holcomb. January. Beginning of January at that. You know what I'm saying? Look what happened. Look what happened. You see, we in the day of revealing. Matter of fact, I've been sharing with y'all what time it is we in. And as I share with people see 7 Horse City. How you doing? Say it hi. Maria Perea says hi. Vincent Terradindo, that would look like, says hi, how you doing? Okay. What are you talking about? January for a moment. And this is a good life. Thank you, Maria Perea. I appreciate you on that. I love you on that. This is Juice Pro 33. My name is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, or also known as Alkaline Water Guy. But what I wanted to share with you tonight is open conversation. Every quote-unquote night after Sunday, which is night before Monday, which is actually Monday night. This is night before Monday, really, but just sharing the facts. But tonight, I'm just opening up, just sharing about what happened in January of 2024, which Cat Williams opened up on the Shannon Sharp show. And then he carried information from 2024 all the way into 2025. But then what happened in 2025 I think that was January, wasn't it? Trump got, I don't know if it was inaugurated, but he came in and he was, can't think of the word. Y'all forgive me because the words and stuff be right there, but y'all know what I'm talking about. When he came in and he was actually sworn in on the 19th under the Republic, But then when the 20th came, he just raised his hand. He didn't put his hand on the Bible. Do y'all remember that? Because he was already sworn in on the 19th under the Republic. But a lot of people don't know this. This is what I'm saying. You got to be in the know on information. And from this point, Trump has been in and doing his thing up until the certain point where we're at now. A lot of people are beginning to understand some of the things, what was going on behind the scenes that was what would they call it? A screenplay or a smoke and mirrors, you could say, that has been going on. Now, I'm not getting into the Democrat or no Republican or no political information debate, because I'm not either or. I gotta let you know I'm sovereign. By me being sovereign, I'm free from that. I'm not Republican, nor am I Democrat. I am a sovereign principle. I'm not a sovereign citizen. Citizen, you have to be a ward of some type of state. I'm not a ward of state. I'm sovereign. I'm free from that bondage. All right. And there's so much I can go into that to give you a more understanding of the reason why the world is the way it is. And people are in the boxes and bowls and bottles that they are in. And they don't even realize it. They don't realize it because they're too far in it to understand it. But once you come out of it, you can look back and see. And if people want to come out, they can see. But first, people like this has to have and has to want a mind of understanding of information. All right. Some people can be so far up, but they're not out. They think they're out, but they're so far up, but it's a lot more to go. I've been to the mountaintop, as they say, or I'm still climbing, but I'm almost there. When I say I'm almost there, when I say I'm free, I'm in the Alps. I'm up there. I'm up there where the thin air is at. Where it makes your head light. That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people still down here in the valley. Some up in the upper points of the mountain. But I'm up in the Alps. I'm up there. I'm not at the top, but I'm up in the heavens, in the mountains. That's where I'm at. So, just saying that. Just recognizing, that's all I'm doing. I like to recognize, show facts, and proof on the things that I've come to know. I don't know everything, but what I do know, I can stand on. If I don't know, I'm not going to act like I know something and be trying to speak on something I don't know. That's not me. I'm not going to act like I know something and act like all intellectual. No. Now, I know a lot, and I just may not get, a lot of times the words is not coming out, but they're right there. Sometimes I see faces. I can't even get the words out. But the fact is, I try to make myself known on the things that I know and come to understand. Now, like I said, to January 2024, which is not the beginning of the year, but is the beginning of the time that they say that they want the year to be, which is in 2024. The year begins in the spring. That's when the year actually begins, according to the creator laws. But at this time, Cat Williams got on the Shannon Sharp show, shared a lot of information, and a lot of stuff came out. Diddy, like I said, TD Jakes, and a lot of other people and things were just revealed, whether it was supposed to be revealed in one way or another. Now, we are more critical on ourselves than any other nation. All other nations don't talk about each other. We are the ones, you know what? We are the ones being looked at all over the world. And do you know why the magnifying glasses are, well, number one, we put it on ourselves. But you know why we put it on ourselves? Because it was meant for us to put it on ourselves, because we are the ones who are supposed to shine. We are the ones who are supposed to shine. We are the light of the world. Right now, we're dim light. You understand what I'm saying? We're dim light right now. Getting brighter daily. And what I mean by that, a lot of us is growing wiser, more spiritual, and we're having our spiritual awakening daily. A lot of us is waking up all over the world daily. But it's for those who choose to want knowledge, you want information, who's looking for the creator, who's looking for a change than what they're doing right now. So a lot of people are satisfied where they're at. A lot of people are satisfied where they are. Okay. I was looking for some questions. Nobody asked no questions, nothing like that. Okay, we're over here on Facebook. My brother Russell Clayton Jr. Bay is watching. How you doing, Russell? He said, peace. He said, always speaking the truth. Yes, sir. Trying to as much as possible. You are speaking the raw truth of the Bible. Yes, the best I know, as long as the Creator give it to me, that's what I give. But the point that I'm talking about right now on tonight is open conversation. So by night being open conversation, I was just trying to share information on the situation that happened between Anton Daniels, a fellow Detroiter, which is my home. Even though I traveled, I left Detroit, went to Europe, performed in Europe, but was in Germany, but performed from Europe, traveled, toured, might as well say, helped put out some music and things like that, danced, performed and everything, went through my spiritual awakening, went through my spiritual awakening when I was over there after being material for a year, went through my spiritual awakening. And before going through that spiritual awakening, I made a promise to the Creator. If He brought me to the truth, I put the truth in songs and writing and give it to the world. It's up to the world to accept it or reject it. And this is my mission and what I'm doing. And I'm holding my promise to the point of what I've come to know when it comes to the truth and knowledge that I've come to understand and to know. So, with that being said, I've traveled from Detroit to Germany to Mississippi, learned the Bible from Genesis to Revelations at that time, and then was there for about 8 to 10 years. I'm saying 8 to 10 years because I was at one place at least for 6 to 8 years, and then moved to another, after growing in knowledge, moved to another place of another facility of knowledge of information, and was barely at another one before leaving Mississippi, heading to Atlanta. Then I was in Atlanta for about 10 and a half years. I'm gonna say 10 and a half years, and not, I'm just say 10 and a half years. So, and for my calculation, I was going 22 years or 22 and a half years. I left Detroit and came back 22 and a half years later to live. That is, between that time I did come and visit off and on, but not much. But until my latter years, like when I was in Atlanta, I came to visit. But other than that, I traveled. But my home here is here in Detroit, born and raised, And I just want to say, I don't have nothing against Cory, or I really, truthfully, I have nothing against either one of them. Cory stands on the things that he stands on, which is understandable. You know what I'm saying? Cory Holcomb, he stands on what he stands on. And the way Anton Daniel stand is how I stand. You know what I'm saying? You just stand your ground. And I'm majority of the, and I'm just gonna say not everybody, but majority of the people in Detroit are like that. And not just people in Detroit, people all over are you got people who have standards. You're either gonna stand your ground, or you're going to be somebody that's wishy-washy. And I'm not saying that Cory is wishy-washy. And I'm going to tell you my point on Cory's situation. All right? Even though he couldn't let it go. After Anton, hey, okay, man, we good. It should have been gone. If y'all look at the video and look at the whole situation, Cory could not let it go. Anton was trying to get back to the conversation. When he shook hands, he said, "I'm good," 2 or 3 times. Cory couldn't let it go. And I'm just being honest with you. Now, you got to first start. To me, Cory was starting off with jabs. He's starting off with jabs. Now, first thing that I'm seeing now, I was looking at the Angry Man. That's the only time I've seen it from the beginning. Because I looked at it today. Brother Angry Man, I got to give him props. Angry Man, he read everything as it should. He looked at it, stop, look, stop, look, stop, look, stop. But I'm gonna tell you what everybody missed. I'm gonna tell you what I picked up that everybody missed from the beginning. Even though when Anton said, I made it on time. My stepfather was like that. He was the stickler for time. He liked to be on time. Come in a little late. Or he said, I was here on time. What have you. You know, that didn't mean they had a grudge or nothing like that. He was just letting them know I was here on time. That's it. You know, Anton was trying to carry a specific conversation and kept trying to speak on a certain thing. Now, I'm going to tell you my point of view when I started seeing things go left, all right? My point is, it was certain things when Anton was talking about voting, right? This went over a lot of people's heads. So you got to understand, certain people have certain triggers, even though, like he said, man, you said a lot of stuff to me. I ain't said, but you know, Anton never brought up any of that stuff. Even when he said kissing white, he never even brought that up in the video. At the time, he never even brought that up. He never even went back to that. He just kept moving forward, you know. So the whole thing, you got to understand, everybody's different and a lot of people think differently. And I understand, and I'm going to tell you truthfully, Cory was sincere in a way. When he was a whole man, he was respectable from that point on in his conversation, but he couldn't let it go. That's the problem. That was the problem. Cory Holcomb couldn't let it go. He kept talking about it one way or another instead of just getting back to the conversation or even let someone else come in. If he couldn't handle the conversation because the way Anton knew a lot of his stuff, you know, and whether he understood or not, or agreed or not, or disagreed or to disagree, he kept harping on the camp. And you know what? We get tired of that. You know, I'm saying we, yeah, a lot of us. I'm saying us, or many of us. We get tired of staying harping on. Okay, we good, bro. Let's move on. I done forgot about it. And what it was, no, let me get back to my beginning before I get down there. When Cory said, you know, when Anton talked about voting and Cory talked about voting, talked about, man, you know, I don't vote, whatever. He said, yeah, when Cory said, and this, I'm gonna tell you with my point of view, what I saw, when he said, I think voting is for suckers. He was really, this is my point of view. I'm not saying it's what it is. In my point of view, he was calling Anton a sucker. Man, I think voting is for suckers, you know. But the whole point is he's going by what his feeling, what his thoughts is. He's not going by the stats or whatever people think or whatever. Like he said, and even when Anton said, well, I'm not talking about presidential, I'm talking about local for your community. But Cory's mind is set like, well, it don't work, it don't even matter. He thinks that just like which we know the presidential ones, they're set up already. Why? I'm gonna tell you why. The presidential votes are set up because you got two heads of the same family. You got two heads of the same family. All of them go back to the Queen and to Britain. The only ones that I know of, from what I've come to know, Abraham Lincoln, Kennedy, and Trump are the only three who is not a part of that family. They're the only three who is not a part of the family from England and from the Queen and all them. They're the only three that I know that's not a part of that family that made it into the presidential hookup. It's a system of control. This is the Roman Empire. A brother, matter of fact, I got something I'm gonna put in the post. I'm glad I thought about it. A brother shared today that Esau is them, and he went into some history about a Jew going to find out this information. I already knew it according to the scriptures. According to scripture, you can see that they are the Edomites. People choose not to read, they choose not to study. And many choose not to believe or want to understand that the Bible is true. A lot of people choose to turn a blind eye to the truth and the facts. It can be right there in your face. But just because of what you think or what you was told, you ain't gonna go with it. Me, I go by prophecy, I go by history, and I go by facts. That's what I go by. And I don't give you the small little detail like a lot of people. I give you the broad detail that trickles down to the small detail. I give you the broad detail. I give it to you on a massive scale where you can see it before it trickles all the way down to the little minute. I give you the broad point from the scriptures. That's what I do. So I'll show you from that point. I'll show you where we at today. I'll show you where we at in this day and time. I'll show you all the things that's happening in this day and time according to prophecy, the word of Yah. That's what I do. Now, some people can come down and what they're doing, I can connect the dots from what they have with what's going on. I can connect the dots. If they have something that's okay, I can see this and that, and we'll connect this with the Roman Empire, the Greeks, and what other empire that's out there or that has happened, which is the Babylonian, the Medes and the Persian, then the Greek, then the Roman Empire, and where we at today. We're in the feet today. We're in the separation of the Roman Empire and the Roman Empire, which is the iron and the clay. We're in the separation today, even though together, but they're really separate. That's where we're at today. A lot of people are separating themselves from the system. A lot of people don't realize it. Well, we're separating ourselves just by becoming sovereign. But it all depends on what type of separation you are as well. Because those that is of the rock in Daniel chapter 2, of the stone that crushed that whole statue in Daniel chapter 2. Let me get that for you real quick. Just gonna get that for you real quick so you can understand what I'm saying. I just want to hit that real quick. But the whole point I'm getting at Daniel chapter 2, I think I'm gonna give you an early part on this. I ain't gonna go all the way down to 40. I could, but I might not. But I'm going to give you to the point. Okay, right after Ezekiel. There we go, right here. I'm going to show you something. When it talks about the stone, those who are anointed of the Creator, those who are keeping the Creator laws, you're the stone. Daniel chapter 2, but we're going to start up here in verse 20. Well, I started at 26. We're going to take it on down to 35. We're taking it to 35, but I'm taking it to 40 just so you have a better understanding. But let's break it down real quick just so you can understand. All right. But this right here is talking about the Roman Empire and where we at today. Truth is being told today. Truth is being revealed, should I say. Let me put it like that. Truth is being revealed in this day and time. And how is it being revealed? Through us. We're doing it. We're seeking, we're searching, we're finding. The Creator is opening our eyes to knowledge and information that we never knew. Things are opening up, and the Father is allowing us to see. For those who have eyes to see and want to see. A lot of people like being asleep. But let's start off with the dream and its interpretation. This is Daniel chapter 2, starting at 25. And we're going to move right here at 26. The king answered and said to Daniel, whose name was Belshazzar, which name is Daniel, that Belshazzar, art thou able to make known unto me the dream which I have seen and the interpretation thereof? Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, the secret which the king has demanded cannot the wise men, the astrologers, the magicians, the soothsayers show unto you unto the king? 28. But there is a Yah in heaven, there's a God in heaven that revealeth secrets and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. That's what people fail to realize. What shall be in the latter days? The latter days. What shall be in the latter days? Thy dream and the visions of thy head upon thy bed are these. There we go. I'm make sure I got that. 29. As for thee, O king, thy thoughts came into thy mind upon thy bed, what shall come to pass hereafter. And he that revealeth secret maketh known to thee what shall come to pass. This the creator. That's what Daniel is. Daniel is the one that tells dreams, right? No different than Joseph, right? Verse 30. But as for me, this secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom that I have more than any living. Same thing. No different. All this stuff is from the Spirit of God that has been given to me to give to you through the anointing that he has done to me. And it's not me. It's the Spirit upon me that the Creator has given to make me understand, to give you the understanding too, what his word is. And here we go. But as for me, the secret is not revealed to me, verse 30, for any wisdom that I have more than any living, but for the sakes that shall make known the interpretation to the king, and that thou mightest know that the thoughts of thy heart. Let me finish that again. To the king, and that thou mightest know the thoughts of thy heart. Verse 31, Daniel 2 and 31. Thou, O king, sawest and behold a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image's head was of fine gold. This image, see, it was an image. It was a statue, but it was an image. This image's head was of fine gold, right? His breasts and his arms of silver. Breasts and arms. He said breasts, but arms of silver. His belly and his thighs of brass. Belly and thighs was brass. His legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Legs was iron, and his feet was part iron and part clay, right? Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon the feet that were of iron and clay, and break them in pieces. Now, let me share something with you in this 34th verse. It says, thou sawest till a stone was cut out without hands. That was the law that was given to Moses. And what that law is, this is the image in his head upon his bed of a dream and a vision, but in reality it's the law upon those who carry the law, who laws is in the heart of the people, and we're going to be the ones who break this image down, starting where? At the feet, which is where we are. Starting at the end. Starting at the end to the beginning. Going to break all that stuff down. All that stuff that's going on today, spiritually, mentally, and physically. Christmas is a part of Babylon. And the Medes, all this stuff is a part of all the old worlds. Rome is a conglomerate of everything. But let's keep it moving. 34 again. Thou sawest till that the stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, smote upon the feet that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces. Started at the feet first, meaning you started at the end. 35. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together. See, started at the feet first, meaning started what we're doing today. We're waking up as a people. First, everything has to be what word am I using? Has to be mended, or everything has to be straightened out. You have to make the crooked road straight. People got to start knowing the truth in today's time. As they learn the truth, this is going to be breaking the system down. This is why people are becoming sovereign. People are learning about the private and the public. People are learning about the executive level and the executive level. All this stuff that people are beginning to know now. This is what's waking the people up. For those who choose to awaken. Again, 35. Then was the Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the shaft of the summer threshing floors. And the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain. The Creator's mountain. This is the world. And filled the whole earth. You see that? You see that right there, right? Excuse me. And the stone that smote the image, which is the law, within the people that smote the image, all the image is actually all 4 kingdoms, became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. What did we get? Well, I keep telling y'all what we're going to be in Exodus chapter 19, verse 5 and 6. That's us. Verse 36. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. 37. Thou, O king, art a king of kings. He is a king of kings. There's many kings in Babylon, remember? Egypt, Syrians, Ethiopians, all different type of nationalities. In Babylon, everybody went their own way throughout the earth, right? But he's a king of kings. He is a king of kings. For Yah of heaven hath given thee a kingdom. Yeah, people don't look at that. He hath given him power and strength and glory. It's never to dress. 38. And whithersoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven has he given into thine hand. The children of men. What's the children of men? We was put in his hand, right? When they went to Babylon. The children of men with the children of Israel was put under his foot, under his hand. Has made thee ruler, Father of heaven, and given them into the hand, and has made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. 39. And after thee shall rise another kingdom. See, this is the other kingdom. Inferior to thee, which was the Medes and the Persians. And another third kingdom, which is the Greeks. But check out what it says after the third kingdom. And another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. Another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all of the earth. Now, this is where Alexander the Greek went around conquering everywhere he went, right? But what did 40 say? And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. And that's in verse 4. That's the 4 kingdoms. This is part of what's going on today. And we're in the feet of the 4th kingdom. And this is where the truth is told now. Everything has to be broken down. Number one, we've been going through all the hell we're going through. And then within the last kingdom, we had Jesus. Jesus was one of the things that the Creator told us. Now, he didn't say Jesus in general. But Jesus is the entity that he said that you should, he's going to move up to other kingdoms and to other lands that we know not. There you're going to serve other gods, wood and stone, gods your fathers haven't known. You're going to learn all these things. You're going to forget who you are. And that's what has happened to us. And this is why people are fighting for a Democrat and Republican today. Not knowing that their sovereignty is freedom from the political from the political party. That's the real freedom we're supposed to have. But people don't know it because when you're so deep in the rabbit hole or deep in hell, you don't realize it. But then 41 said, And whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes, part of clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with murky clay. And the iron is the system. The system is this kingdom, but the iron is, and then what we're doing, we're mixed with it. A lot of our people, let's read what I shared with y'all. I've been sharing with you. In 2020 was the great the judgment over the whole earth. Genesis 15 verse 14. But before 14, you got 12 and 13, when it says that excuse me, that a horrible great darkness fell upon Abram as the sun was going down, from noonday. As the sun was going down, a great horror fell. He fell asleep, and a great horror came over him of darkness and great horror. That happened when he was dreaming. In was us as a people, and things that we went through the forgetfulness of our minds, the dark ages. All this stuff comes about for understanding. And by going through the dark ages, this stuff is the things that's happening with us at that time, this time, and nothing to come, because things to come is starting to be awoken. It's time to be awoken from the things that has been showed. But as you read on down, for as much so the iron mixed with mercury, verse 42. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And that's what's going on now. It's going to be partly strong by the system itself, but partly broken because everybody's finding out truth. We are breaking away from that system. We are breaking away from that system. 43. And whereas Daniel 2 and 43, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with murky clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, with us, but shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. See that? We ain't gonna cleave, so we're gonna start separating. It's gonna happen. It's gonna have to happen because of what's going on now. But 44 says, in the days of those kings, right? In the days of those kings shall the Father of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. But when it says, verse 44, and in the days of these kings, what kings? Babylon, Medes and the Persian, Greek and Roman Empire. Shall Yah of heaven set up a kingdom? He set it up through Abram. When he told Abram that, about his seed going to be like the stars of heaven. And it was set up from Abram, through Isaac, through Jacob, which is the 12 tribes of Israel. And that's when they were set up. And through all this time, we've been set up. We was a kingdom when David was in charge. We was a kingdom when Solomon was in charge. We was a kingdom until we went into Babylon. We've been a kingdom. And there has been many other kingdoms being set up since that time. But before Israel came in, you had Lot and his two daughters had children, the Moabites and the Ammonites. The Moabites are what are the Moors we call today. They became a great kingdom in the earth. They're the ones who taught the Caucasians, which is the Edomites. The Edomites got strong, and that's I told you I got a post I'm gonna put in here tonight when I'm done. I got a post I got out of Facebook that I'm gonna put in here. This brother broke it down and showed this this Jew, and he connect, and it's already in the scripture, but he connect where the not Rothschild, the ones in charge is Esau. But it's already in the book, in I believe in Genesis chapter 36. Genesis, I think it's 36. It already tells you, and I've been saying that for the longest too. When it talks about dukes and kings, dukes and kings. I think that's 36, 35. Nope. $34 is in the 30s. It's Exodus. I haven't even got to Genesis yet. That's why. There we go. Genesis 30. Right here. Turn right to, yep, Genesis 36. The descendants of Esau. And when you read on down, you can see, exactly, Genesis 36. When you can read on down, you can see the descendants of Esau. And it talks about dukes and it talks about kings. Then it talks about the Horites. These are the sons of Seir, the Horites. That's when they went to Mount Seir. Seir is where the mount they was, and they combined with the Horites there. So the information is there. The knowledge and the history is there. But people don't choose to research and find out, to read, to understand. But see, everybody want to look at books from man. Know what tripped me out? People want to go and look at books from what man has made, when the scriptures is strictly from the creator that spoke through man to give his information to write it down in the book, and at the time give it to people that was here. Every book out there is really from here. This is the foundation for all the other books that's made. All the other books out there goes with this, instead of this going with other books. Because this right here is the history of the world from beginning to the end. Everything else belongs according to this, not this according to that. But it all depends on how you look at things and the way you want to look at it. But then again, 44. And in the day, Daniel 2 and 44, and in the days of these kings shall Yah of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all of these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. That's our kingdom, which is the Creator's kingdom, which will stand forever in time to come. 45. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain with thy hands, that's the law, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold. Yep, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold. The great Yah that made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. But the key to all this is right here in 28. It says, but there is a Father, God in heaven, that revealeth secrets and maketh known to the king, Nebuchadnezzar, what shall be in the latter days is your key. Latter days is what we in. Matter of fact, we're in the last of the last days now. We're waking up and come to understand what it is that we're supposed to do in our purpose, for those who choose to stand in their purpose. Nebuchadnezzar, what shall be in the latter days? Thy dream and the vision of thy head upon thy bed are these. Then he broke down and told everything was going on. So that was the information to Nebuchadnezzar, which was in Babylon, the king of Babylon, talking about what happened then, what was going to come to pass to today. After the time of David, but all that happened. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna pause it right here, because we up in the hours right now. Shoot, what time is it? We're 40 something, almost 50 minutes in. But Cory Holcomb and Anton Daniels, they just a prodigy of what's going on today. No different than Cat Williams in 2024, when he came out and shared the information with on the Shannon Sharp show. When he came out, shared information, a lot of stuff came to pass. Trump was implemented in, in January January of 25. Certain things happened. We had a lot of controversy going on between that time, plus the Diddy situation. Now we here in 2026, and we got the Cory Holcomb and the Anton Daniel situation going on. It's just that it shows it's going to be a different. Now, I got to say this real quick before we go. I want to make sure I make this clear. You got to understand. Now, I heard about something happened at one time with Spears or something like that on the show, and I think Cory got sued. I don't know. I'm just giving my point of view of what's been happening between this time. Now, Cory may not want to get with. He didn't know what was going to end up happening. Even though he was where he was in that. Number one is both of them. Even though they got heated, it was still professional that they didn't fight on camera. That's number one. It was professional that they didn't fight on camera. I don't care how heated you get. We brothers. When I say brothers, I'm talking about we gonna buck, and they get to a certain point, respect. And like I said, if you look at it from the beginning all the way up until Anton said what he said, Anton was getting disrespected, undercover and disrespected. He was being called a sucker. Well, I ain't gonna be no sucker. I'm not. They think voters are suckers. I think people that vote are suckers. Well, I think people that don't vote are ignorant. Yeah, but I may be ignorant, but I ain't no sucker. I ain't no. We said, well, then he said it several times. Sucker. Anton ignored that. That would say you said things a few times, and when you get hot, believe me, when I get hyped, my voice get high. I understood why Anton's voice got high, because mine have gotten like that, and it's close to fighting time at that time. But just saying, just knowing, I know if you a man and if you know the character, you know. So everybody's seen it. I don't care how much a lot of you out there see, and it's another thing that and I'm not going. I gotta say this: we got a lot of people out here who sell wolf tickets, right? I'm the same way. If you're gonna do something, do it. If you ain't, you ain't. If you're gonna carry out something, if you're gonna stand on something, stand on it. Or else don't say it. Why be phony? Why say something you don't believe or you ain't gonna want to? Don't do that. Don't speak on something that you ain't gonna do. Don't act like you're gonna do something you ain't gonna do. All right? And I can not. Now I'm really gonna tell you. I can understand Cory's point of view by not going as far, because he didn't want to go as far because he could think he's gonna get sued. He think he's gonna lose his show if they'd have fought right then and there. And he was thinking about the show. I could think of now on his part, I could think of that. But the fact is, you're getting in the axe, the whole thing. You took the axe always when he said, "Bro, it's cool, it's done." He should have left it alone. But he took other shots after that. Now, Cory seemed like he was all right. He seemed like he was cool, but now he throwing little jabs on little side shots. You know what I'm saying? How? Man, you got a woman with you and this and that, and he didn't say with you, man, this man, what's that? You got a person have a wife, and you got and he ain't stupid. Nobody who is dumb. If I know you talking about me, I know you talking about me. But don't play me dumb. So say what I say. Don't try to talk around it. Say what you gotta say. I ain't got time to teach kids all this stuff. You see what I'm saying? All that stuff. And then when he came back, that's why he said, I messed on you, because he kept jabbing. And if you know, when Anton said he a chess player, he playing chess. He played chess. You got to see what the next move is gonna go. You know what your move is gonna be, but you got to set up the next move. That's a chess player. When you put up a move, you're gonna need to see a person gonna go for the move, or they're gonna go around the move and try to set a move beyond to set your move up. Ain't that a chess player? So Either either gonna get checkmate, or you're gonna set another move up in order to make a better move. And if you too busy, see, I'm gonna tell you my point, because I'm like, Anton said everything was good because he kept trying to go on with the conversation. He kept trying. Cory kept coming back with the other conversation. He should have left it alone. That's what happened. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you what triggered Anton, and I know. Man, I feel like I'm talking to a bee, or talking to a bee. You know what I'm saying? Because now, just before I even get to that point, and I'm saying this before I get on part one, when Anton started trying to talk to this dude to talk to him because he had like he ain't listening, no different than when he sitting up and telling you, when Cory was telling Anton, well, you got someone got a woman here, and somebody, this man, and he got a woman here that's not his wife. What's that? But Anton telling him, no, tell me what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but I want you to tell me what you're saying. Be more specific. If you're trying to say something, say it. Don't beat around the bush. Say what you're saying. So in his way of beating around the bush, Anton was beating around the bush. He talking to Greg or whoever the dude is. He said it. I'm talking to Cory through him. Oh, there's some B stuff. See, everything is not stuff is mean gay stuff now. All this stuff coming in. So everything felt the way that it fell the way that it fell. And like I say, I like Cory. You know what I'm saying? I like because he stand on certain things. You know what I'm saying? Certain things he stand on. I don't got nothing bad to say about either one of them, because both of them brothers, both of them men. And that's what we do as men. We stand as men, but you got to understand both of them situation. Both of them got something to lose. Both of them had something to lose. Both of them had something to lose when it comes to their platform on YouTube or what have you. And Cory, even though he threatened him, hey, if it was me, let's go outside. We can go outside, and then we can come back. What's up, bro? You know what? They'd probably been good friends afterwards. See, that's how we used to come up. We used to come up, and I made friends behind fighting. I didn't lose too many of my fights growing up, and I'm not bragging on like that. I'm just saying when I was coming up. I'm an older guy now. I'm almost 6-0. This year, I beat it 6-0 this year. Just letting you know. And I can still go. Just saying. But the whole point I'm saying is this, that if you're going to stand for your integrity, stand on it. You don't have to mess your bag up, though. Because just like when Witchcraft said, let's go outside and shoot a fair one, I done went out there with him. Or else, when Cory sat down and left it alone, when they shook hands, it should have been left alone. Because that right there, it de-escalated. It was de-escalated at that time. But hey, sometimes you're gonna keep pushing and push the wrong button and keep going and keep going, and then he found the button when he called him a bee. I feel like I'm talking to a bee. Oh man, see now men, both of them fighting words, but he disrespected Anton when he said about licking. You know what I'm saying? That's still a sexual act. No matter how I want to look at it, it's still a sexual act. Imagine, just don't even think about it. But the whole point is it's a sexual act. Both of them. You kissing white man, that's a sexual act. See, it's a certain thing you say to people and there's certain things you don't. Find out your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Number one, we shouldn't be talking to each other like that, no way. I wouldn't talk to another man like that. That's what's wrong with our conversations now. That's the problem. It's your conversation and what you have and how you talk to other people. That's the problem of today. How come we can't just have civilized conversation? We can sit out and then argue. Why we have to use those words? All these words, to me, they're low-grade words anyway. They're low-level words. I don't care how high your vocabulary is. You don't have to use those words. But look at your environment and what you've been raised in, and still using excuses for the things that you're going through. No different than Anton saying about the way our people think. And a lot of our people are ignorant. And I got to be honest. They don't choose to learn more. They don't choose to know more. They like where they are. They like being on a lower level in the mind. Anton even said, it's here. This is where you got to grow. But people choose not to. So other than that, this is the end of part one. Just want to say, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. And don't forget that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwelled, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see, that Mikael is really me. And if y'all want to know why I read that Daniel chapter 2, let you know about what's going to happen in the latter days, I read that because verse 28 tells you again, what shall be in the latter days? These things are come to pass. We in the Roman Empire. We're in the Roman Empire. And this is where we are now. And I could really break it down for y'all in Revelation 13, to show you where we at and things we're going through. But I just want to come to one point right now. I want to go to Isaiah chapter 40, I think that's 46. Isaiah 46 and 10. This is the reason why I just read what I read. I'll take it from 7 to 10. Nope. Yeah. I think I'll start from 8, because 7 talks about the deity of the day, what they carried on their shoulders and set into place, but yet still that's an idol. But verse 8 states, remember this and show yourselves men. Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. Number 9. Remember the former things of old. This is the reason why I read chapter 2. Remember the former things of old, for I am Yah, and there is none else. I am Yah, and there is none like me. Declaring the end from the beginning. Declaring the end from the beginning. Declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done. From ancient times, meaning from the beginning, things that haven't even been done yet. And we still going through stuff that haven't even been done yet. Still today. Verse 10 again, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. And all this is of the Father. Everything that's going on today is of the Father. Everything that is happening today is of the Creator. Why? Because the Creator seen everything from the beginning to the end, and we're just bystanders and prospects going through it. That's all we are. It all depends on where you stand in the law or in the world. It all depends on what you decide to do. If you choose to stand in the world, you're going to go down with the world. If you choose to stand in heaven or in the law, you're going to be in heaven. And I mean down in the world, I mean physically. And I mean in heaven, I mean physically. That's a sad thing that people don't understand. But, like I just said, that Mikael in Daniel 12. And also just want to let y'all know that if y'all like to get back in contact with me, we have on Tuesday Rising, and Tuesday, the night after Tuesday, which is Tuesday Rising at 7:30 a.m. and at 9 p.m. after Tuesday, but that night after Tuesday, which is, I like to say it like it is, but People call it Tuesday night at 9 p.m. But on the rising of the day at 7:30 a.m., we have Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge. That's Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge. If you're interested in coming through, you can come through the beginning or the late night, or at night rather. And there we share information according to your private status, if you're interested in coming or building or getting to your private status. And we teach you to know the information. So this is what we do, and this is the ground level, which is the foundation that we build in our house on, or our building on, however you want to call it. So this is the foundation that we're starting on with everybody, which is on Tuesday rising at 7:30 a.m. on Tuesday, or at 9 p.m. after Tuesday, which is the night after Tuesday. So other than that, you can text me your name, number, and email, and put in there, I would like to know more about the solving classes. That way I know that it's for the solving classes instead of someone texting me about the alkaline water and alkaline teas. So if you put that in, that'll let me know. But the number is 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. And you can also email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkhyym@gmail.com. Now, if you'd like to get on some of my platforms, which is my public platform mainly, I'm on YouTube and also X, formerly known as Twitter. YouTube and X, formerly known as Twitter. Put in your search engine, Juice Pro 33. That's JUICE PRO 33. That's JUICE PRO 33. All together, put in the search engine, and you can please like, subscribe, and share. That's for your X, formerly known as Twitter, and for my YouTube. Also, you can connect with me on Facebook. My Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is spelled MI''CHAEL space HARRIS. Again, that's MI''CHAEL space HARRIS. You can also connect with me on Instagram and one of my TikToks. That's Instagram and one of my TikToks, and both of them is under L'chaim _ the juice, which is LKHYYM _ THEJUICE. Again, that's LKHYYM _ THEJUICE. And also, if you like to catch me on my other TikTok and my other YouTube, there's my other TikTok and my other YouTube, that's under Michael the Juice Harris. And it's spelled MICHAEL THEJUICE HARRIS. That's MICHAEL THEJUICE HARRIS. All right. Now, for my full version, you go my Patreon and also my Rumble. My Patreon and my Rumble at rumble.com and patreon.com. Both of them /LKHYYM. That's rumble.com and patreon.com /LKH. Excuse me. LKHYYM. All right. Now, for my my Zooms, we're on at 9 p.m. what we call Sundays, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, what we call on Sunday, after Sunday, which is Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge, which is Open Conversation, which is what we have tonight. We also on the night after Monday at 9 p.m., which is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. That's after Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're here at 9 p.m. On Zoom. And Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. And don't forget, I just shared with you at 7:30 a.m. or 9 p.m. the night after Tuesday. So that's 7:30 a.m. Tuesday, rising of the sun, or after the sun go down at 9 p.m. after Tuesday. We're here at Solving Class of Knowledge. That's 9 p.m. Eastern and 7:30 a.m. Eastern as well. And then we're back here on the Sabbath day. Back here on the Sabbath day at 12 p.m. noon, which is the beginning of the evening and the end of the morning at 12 noon. And this is the Sabbath, which is the assembly of the righteous. This is the assembly of the righteous, and we're going through the scriptures of the book as we go every Sabbath. So other than that, I'd like to thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening there, your seeing. I will be right back with part 2. This is part 1, but what we're going to do is we're going to go over that. See, my brother Russell. We'll be right back with part 2 in a moment. But hold on. Oh, I'm going to say this before I pause you, Zoom. I've been paused you already, but you're already on. Again, we got Russell Clayton Bay. He said, peace, always speaking the truth. You're speaking the raw truth of the Bible. Stand your ground. You are going to be on some fake stuff. Yep, people do. Come on now. That's the hell like doing it. It has there we go. So you can vote, but they are going to put in office who they want in there. Most of the presidents are related to the Queen of England. Yes. Good talking. Thank you, brother. Moors brought the civilizations. Yes. Now I can agree to that. Moors brought the civilizations that we have today. I can agree to that because they were established all around the world. I can agree to that. Moors brought the civilizations. Awesome show tonight. We never had the vote. Okay, we never had the vote. Then we got Yashuala. Shalom, family, my brother. Shalom to you, my brother. We got Matthew Page is watching. Yahshua, Russell again, Russell Clayton Jr. Bay. He was disrespected. Yeah, he was disrespected. Roman Empire is going to be destroyed. Yes, it is. We are going to be on the Roman side or the indigenous side. That's true. But that's already going on now. Great show as always. The people are waking up. Peace. All right, Russell. I'm glad you're still here, bro. Or whoever that may be. And over here on YouTube Live, we got this is a good live stream, and this is Maria Para. Maria Para said hi. JD Green, how you doing? JD Green said hi. Said hi twice. JD Green said hi about 3 times. Like that's about it over here. And over here on Instagram, we have Zionist. Is it Zionist? Zion Essence Tales. Zion Essence Tales. That's what it looks like anyway. Forgive me if I got you wrong. All right. Other than that, I'd like to thank y'all for y'all time, y'all patience. You're listening there. You're seeing that. We'll be right back with part 2. I just want to say, peace. First to Zoom.
Recording stopped.
Also to you on Instagram. Peace. Be right back with part 2. All righty. And over here on Facebook, we'll be right back with part 2 in a few moments. Hopefully I'll see you here. Be right back. Peace. Then over here on YouTube Live, we'll be right back with part 2. Thank you for your time, your patience, your listening there, and your seeing eye. Peace.